Yes, yes. Just, change half the things, and then don't change the other half of the things. Hold on a moment. There we go. Much better. Welcome on in, everybody, and welcome to the first postseason stream, where my brain is clearly in post-stream mode and not thinking about half the things happening around me. Oh my goodness. Ooh, 105 streak, my goodness. Omega, congrats on getting first with that 130 sessions, with that 100% being maintained. Aqua, congrats on the second with the 129 sessions, 99.2%. Jay, welcome on in. Kate, congrats on getting that third. Also, welcome on in. Good to see all of you. Hemlock, welcome on in. I hope we are all having a fantastic time zone. Also, a big welcome to anybody who arrived here on a lurk. I'm sectoral leader Cody. And I'm Cody. Hello, Bray. I did the intro in a bit of a different order, but I still did it. So, there we go. Also, we got that little weather station update before the... during the initial roll of the ads, the initial banishment of pre-rolls. Not bad temperatures, actually. Over here, it's not too bad either. I'd complain it's a little dry. Humidity's actually not on here. I could add humidity. I'd just add relative humidity if that was the case. But we've also got dew points, so if you do the math, you can figure out the relative humidity. It's low. It's pretty low. Ooh. But yeah, it's essentially dew point versus temperature. Okay, our cat hasn't been annoyed by me yapping yet, but only a matter of time. I figured today we're going to be going back to Outbrk, but Outbrk it's not going to be every Saturday. But I am going to put it somewhat frequent. It's going to be more frequent than other things. We have Final Fantasy XIV to catch up on, so I've actually got to sneak in some Final Fantasy XIV. Today, though, we're going to be doing some Outbrk, but I think afterwards we're going to do some Tomodachi Life on my island. Since this is, me and all that, and Krista's taking post-stream off. You're not going to see Krista until, like, September-ish. And even then, does the preliminary calendar even show a Krista stream in September? Oh, September's blank. I haven't even started putting stuff into the actual calendar yet. I have it planned, like, what series am I going to be playing and all that stuff? Like, that stuff is planned, but that's a work in progress. I'm actually hoping to get that done over the course of next week here. Getting some of the schedule put into the calendar and getting the Season 5 array prepared. All that fancy stuff that I use to make changing titles and categories and that much easier. And if Firebot ever does, honestly, I don't know where the heck the development team is with the ability to change tags and all that stuff. You can change tags through the edit stream info thing, but it's like, well, yeah, but where's the effect to change stream tags? I'd love that. Because then, I've got my base tags, like the tags that are never going away. The Canadian tag's still going to be around because, well, yeah, Canadian Prairie's here. And even if I move, technically I'm still Canadian, so... I just wish our leadership would actually, treat all of us nicely over here, but well, no. Especially North American leadership, we just know that they've got a track record for not treating people like people. The weather tag is not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think my interest in weather is going to be dying anytime soon. Although I do have a dislike for the boring weather we've been having. Aldera, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. Way everybody. Yeah, Shining Exchange is pretty much freshly started. Technically, the first stream since the reset was on last Saturday during the season finale. Which, by the way, that was a really good chance to accumulate a lot of shiny pieces because they accumulate pretty fast and it was a 12-hour stream. So that's a lot of shiny pieces just by hanging out here. There with the 87 sessions. Oh my goodness. Double digits is not that far away. I know it's going to feel like things are... it's going to feel like numbers like that are progressing a lot slower now we're in postseason. Oh no, only one stream a week and all that stuff, but... Gotta take it easy. We do have some mid-summer temperatures in forecast next week here, so... I think it was good timing. Although, the midsummer temperatures should have waited until late May, like when they usually show up. I don't like the whole skip spring nonsense. And then, like, almost all of our spring, we were stuck with below average temperatures, and I was just sick and tired of seeing the stupid snowstorms around the corner and all that stuff. Cool, we could get all the snowstorms. Where the hell are my thunderstorms? I want my thunderstorms. I don't just want to be dealing with these snowstorms and that. Yeah, it's cool when winter's active and all that stuff, but I don't know. It's like, it's really difficult for me to call summer my favorite season if summer's not going to pull its weight with the thunderstorms. That's one of the main things keeping summer afloat in terms of my opinion, in terms of my seasons. I don't like winter because I can't start my vehicle in extreme cold. That's pretty much the main reason. If I'm layered up and I'm like moving, like I'm walking and all that stuff, because I walk at a pretty fast speed, I'm usually pretty good even if it's really cold out. My vehicle is not cool with extreme cold. Thankfully, we only got one extreme cold day. That was it. And my vehicle still started on that day. It was just barely in the definition of... Oh, sorry, I keep calling it extreme cold, but I guess technically it's just a cold warning now. And the only reason they removed the extreme part is because the red category in the new alert system is considered extreme. Which... got to find out how the new system works with tornado warnings. All tornado warnings are classified as red, or the extreme category. I figured that was one of the ways I was going to theorize, yeah, it could be that. I wonder if they even use the other colors for tornado. Probably not for supercell. Maybe for a cold core? No, that wouldn't make sense. A tornado warning is a tornado warning. Doesn't matter what intensity it is, you're not supposed to be out during those. Because even if it's like an EF0 and it doesn't take you off your feet, the stuff it lodges into the air, that might take you off your feet. So, yeah, don't want any of that. Dust devils can be pretty unfriendly to be part of, too. Right. They throw all sorts of dust and crap at your face. And if you got glasses, sure, your glasses will shield you against some of it, but it's like, that's a cloud of dust right there. Or the Junknado that I got to be part of. That was fun. Actually, most of it was fun, except for the aluminum can hitting me in the ankle. I didn't like that. You know, not an actual like full out tornado. It didn't have a connection to any cloud base or anything. It was just an area of it was essentially a little updraft area that stirred up. Little rotating column that happened to pick up on a whole bunch of stuff. Well, not exactly little. It was actually pretty decent size. I'd say it must have been like 20 meters in diameter or something like that. I don't know. I'd have time to think about that. I just thought that was really cool. Oh. Eh? Wait. Wait. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Was that okay? Was that one of the things I put into occasional actions? Corey, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. Also, Jay with the 77 sessions. Heck yes. I need to see if I put that into the occasional actions thing, because that would explain it then. Corey with the 74 sessions and that 88.1% attendance rate. Heck yes. Fantastic. Welcome on in. Let me check the occasional actions here. If I go into time-based and I go into occasional action... Jay's got a 52 out of 100. The middle. Relatable to many of us. Some sweetness, some salt, and a pinch of several different spices. Yes. Okay, no throws table. I'm going to take a look at the no throws table. Shiny exchange, car drives by. Oh! Wait, was there a lightning strike? I didn't even see it if there was one. It's this event, right? Hold on, let me, okay. Yep, it is in this list. It says 20%. So when a random action rolls, there's a 20% chance of it being the lightning strike. Yes, coming on in. Oh, Corey getting that 96 out of 100. Got another golden era roll. Heck yes. And Jazz got the 76 roll. That's very close to... That's roughly around where Tomodachi Life Living the Dream was in reviews, actually. The video game is a fun experience. Jazz is a video game. Give them a try today, and don't take this just for fun review out of context. Welcome on in, Jazz. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. It's sort of... It's still... I know I've been doing this for several seasons at this point, but it still feels weird when we change to the post-season. It's like, oh, one stream a week now. It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess this will always be the first stream of the week until we hit September. Actually, that means there is actually a little bit of patch notes in that. Only because the previous week was an active week. April 26th, the week of April 26th. Yeah, that was last week. That was last week. Oh, that's a screenshot of a problem I forwarded to our weather team. Full screen. We'll just briefly go over this because I do want to get Outbrk launched here. Outbrk did go through an update since we last played it. I don't even have Steam running. I should probably get Steam running. So, support for random pre-intro clip. If you were here at the very beginning, you'll notice that a different clip played at the beginning. There's 4 different variations. Well, there's 3 new ones for a total of 4. An explosive box was added to throwables and is also in the throw explosive redeem, all that good stuff. So yeah, all that, and no other changes really. Not too much for changes. So anyway, let's go back over here. I'm going to get Outbrk launched. That's why on Saturdays I just keep the category into what we're going to play. The random sound clip was Kirby. And I always say that's like the annoyed Kirby sound clip. I don't think that sound actually plays when Kirby's annoyed, but... Apparently Steam has not installed the Phasmophobia update for me. That's fine. I don't play Phasmo too much. That is one of the very few games in which I could not find a way to get the controls to work with me. Even with keybind changes. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the way we interact with the door is an unchangeable one, and it's like play during mischievous mods. Oh yeah, I suppose so. The odd occasion, hoping that it's not Sunny Meadows and I get lost in Sunny Meadows. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've already... Yeah, that's right. Outbrk updated when I last messed around with Steam here. Alright. then that means it's just a matter of launching it. Let me just minimize that. And we're going to close that. Outbreak. At least Sunny Meadows Restricted will be fixed from Tuesday. Yeah, or at least it'll exist. Playing this for the first... people just getting into Puzzle for the first time since this update, and they're like, there's a Sunny Meadows Restricted? Or what's the difference between Sunny Meadows Restricted and full Sunny Meadows? At present, there isn't a difference. They're the same thing. As of this coming Tuesday, the ghost power that broke the boundaries of the restricted will be restricted. Yeah. Honestly, pretty good amusement out of the jankiness from what I've seen, though. The frequent disconnects, that's annoying, but the jankiness is just funny. Last time we played Outbreak was a little bit ago. We got some really crappy scenarios, so I'm hoping that this time around we don't get really crappy scenarios. Also, I have to manually unmute the game layer because I have to do that on Saturdays. I don't have a way of properly doing that. Most of my complaints are bugs that are getting addressed on Tuesday, we'll say, but the update was very lacking for me. As much as they hyped it. They shouldn't have hyped it up as much. They should have at least been like, don't set the bar too high. This is like the foundation or the groundwork for it. Because that's pretty much what it was. It was the beginning. I feel like the overhyping was actually one of the things that made it that made the whole thing real bad. There's Outbreak. Outbreak got an update, but I don't think most of the update actually affects us. Chat callouts, set-in menus, and some bug fixes. So there was some quality of life added to multiplayer, but we are not playing multiplayer. They relied way too much on their partners and mods for communicating things. Yeah, and apparently, their partners were essentially the testing team. They rushed themselves way too much. That's what tends to happen when you don't give yourself enough time for stuff. Just ask Sega. They do that every second game. They always try to rush it out the door. They also had QA, and partners were both voicing the same complaints. I feel like you know what? They probably gave QA barely any time to work with at all. There's already an interesting storm here. No rotation on it yet. Oh, by the way, how about a few hours ago today in Ontario, huh? The heck was that? Like, oh my goodness. Some of those storms got real spicy. The rotation signatures were actually pretty easy to see when things manifested. Although one of them was in a bit of an unusual spot. It was a little further north than what the severe weather was supposed to be. So where is this storm moving? I'm already interested in it, and it doesn't even have a rotation signature. Energy's okay, so that's enough energy to work off of. The timeline QA had, I don't know about that. But I do know they voiced complaints about the bugs and essentially got told, we are aware, we need to push this update regardless and fix things on collab day. That definitely sounds like a We're rushed. We are rushed. Customization really should have been separate from this collab. And they really should not have put the collab right beside when they wanted to release customization. That was not a good idea. They should have a tactician on their team. Game tactician. It's not a game technician, it's a game tactician. Oh. Okay. All right. Storm's produced us some pretty good parameters already. Hey, I see that little... I see in the corner there, the little control tooltip. That's a nice quality of life they added. I'm not going to oversee that. That is pretty awesome. We're going to head to the Westport ramp. That's going to be my estimate of the first area of interest here. Why did we have to start here? Oh, did they make improvements to the driving controls yet? There's still something about the driving... Why is Krista still on that side? Did I not fix this several times? Okay, we're going to continue driving slowly. Why is it still doing that? Seriously, I could have sworn I fixed this so many times. Same function. Time-based, occasional actions. Conditional effects. We're doing all this while we're slowly driving off the road. There, I'm going to bring us back up to 60. Occasional action, no throws, 7 effects. Okay, that is the button press, which... that needs to be updated. That's outdated. I'm not supposed to trigger the custom effect from here. It is actually supposed to be preset. Not avatar, stream animation. And it's supposed to be, hammer? I think it's hammer. And position is supposed to be $, character look, character location. No, wait, this is right button. This is right button. Hold on. I'm just gonna hit cancel on this whole thing. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be going slow for now. I'm currently working on fixing something. First check, button sounds, that is also right button. Stream animation, switch statement. Okay, it's red button like that. And then the other one is just hammer. Stupid, pointless railing. Get out of here. No railings allowed. That is indeed producing a tornado. Probably a tornado. 8 and a 8. 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 8 and relied on their partners and mods to communicate that to the community. Which means the partners and mods got a lot of the flack versus the dev team. Which is pretty cowardly to do. You know, the people who help you out should not be your meat shields. But they later then tried to step out and, like, take the responsibility, and I feel like they did it in the wrong community because, I don't know about you, but, I wouldn't even, like, entertain, like, the Reddit community. Because that is very much a community where, like, as soon as opinions exist, they're automatically taken for fact, and it's like, why? I mean, a lot of social media does this, but Reddit in particular, I notice it just tends to happen a lot more on Reddit. But also, I might be slightly biased because Reddit has not helped me in the slightest ever when I look up technical problems that are less common. Super common ones, like how do you get to the start menu? Yeah, you'll probably get an answer there. Less common ones, like how do you do this specific thing in PowerShell? No, you're not going to get your answer. You're not going to find your answer there. Google's just as bad, though, like Google in general. You're not going to get any real answer if you have a question that's too specific. Or, hey, website XYZ is down. What do you guys use as a replacement? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's also not very good. Especially if you're looking for a replacement for Discord. The only reason I'm mentioning the Discord replacement stuff is because we are approaching June, and I think June was when they was their new timeline for shoving age verification down people's throats. I mean, other people are already dealing with it, but that's probably because laws and bullshit that had to hasten that. Not so much Discord, I meant free streaming sites. Oh, those always have caveats. Free streaming sites always have caveats. Outload had to verify their age for server. Yeah, see, it's like, ugh. No thanks to this age verification nonsense. Hey, Discord, you've seen my stream statuses with the bracket 18 plus on it several times, right? Discord, is that enough in your metadata to be like, oh yeah, this person's probably over 18? I guess I'll find out. Oh, I'm not going to get very much time on this. Wipers up. Wipers, power up. The server's 18 plus. Yeah, see, mine's not 18 plus, but that's because we sort of, some streams are 18 plus and some are not. I sort of do like a hybrid sort of thing. Which hasn't led to too much problems anyways, because regardless of your age, I do expect people to follow the channel rules and be mature. Like, mature behaving at the least. Tap dance. Also, I'm more likely to get away with not being 18 plus because I don't swear much. Oh, right. I need to remember I am not in the vehicle that you can anchor yourself into a tornado, so I need to keep that in mind. Can't be making that mistake. With my mouth of humor, I need to be 18 plus. Fair enough. Whoa. We got a funnel cloud, and we got ourselves a... Oh, it's jumping. It's jumping. Where is it yumping to? At least I realize this. Oh yeah, and I made Krista's, and Krista streams are pretty much all 18 plus. The odd exception, because Krista gets too sus at points. You did this to yourself, Krista. Now there is a tornado warning up there. That could be hold on, that might be a little problematic. That might be a little problematic. I can't tell right now. There's no column. That tornado could head towards me. Oh, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, dear goodness. We're placing the probe down, and we're getting out of here. We got to get out of here. Backing away, backing away, backing away, backing away. It's also intensifying as it moves towards us, so we're just gonna... thanks for your visit, Tornado. I will... I'm just going to leave now. Stupid exit sign. I'm trying to exit from the tornado path. Keep backing away. Also, I think it just went right over the probe. Look at that pressure delta of 66.5 and that temperature delta of 5.8 degrees Celsius. That is pretty cool. Well, that's a beauty. Pretty scary beauty, but nice. Also, nice hugs. I like how the strongest winds were captured after the tornado's center had passed. I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to get bullshit like, oh, the tornado was actually 4 meters away from your probe, even though it ran right over it. Oh, apparently I interview well. Oh. Well, heck yes. That's a good skill to have. Hey, 0 meters. Good. Good, because that was 0 meters. Unfortunately, this tornado's moving a little fast, so it might be tricky to try and get another path here, but if we go just southeast of the gas station we were starting at. Oh, I thought you meant that you were doing the interviewing. Okay. Might be working 2 to 3 shifts per week at Pizza Delight. Well, heck yes. Well, that'd be awesome. Usually when I hear them say, I'll call you back, I don't really believe it until they do. Too many companies now with their, we'll get back to you, and then they never do. Also, that's a really nice score that we just got. 6960. That is very much nice. I think that was a Krista tornado. Or Diamanda tornado. Sort of a wild shot that we got that funny number out of all numbers. Considering even like 1 kilometer an hour difference in the wind can change what your score is. I know they kind of need someone for casual spare. One of their folks is going back to school and only wants to work twice per week. Okay, so that's a good temporary, which is a good way to like prove yourself. Oh, hey, look! The sectoral captain is doing a shiny exchange. They only got some of their shiny pieces back. They didn't get so lucky this time. That only happens during non-throwables, but I do plan on changing the throwable table so that there is a chance of the sectoral captain doing shiny exchange. The random number range for the sectoral captain actually varies quite a bit. It can go all the way up to the max, to the amount that it currently has. But it can also be as low as just one shiny piece. Aqua got a match. Aqua got 2 Marios. So that's a pretty good shiny return right there. Oh, great. We gotta travel right through the hail core in order to get to the tornado. Also, the tornado might cut us off, so we gotta be a little careful. And right now, it looks like it's at least an EF4, if not an EF5. That is a pretty wide-looking tornado. Very healthy. What a beauty. I hope I get a chance to actually intercept it, and hopefully it doesn't cut me off. Oh, we're good. We're getting ahead of it. Oh, you stupid railing. Why are these dumb railings here? Start a hardcore world in Icarus. Wait, hold on. Couldn't see a full message because the sectoral captain is also throwing things in here. Full inventory and horse camping at base. Ah! Oh! Oh! Somebody made Krista very happy.
Did you like that?
The tornado's behind is crossing the road behind us. That's lovely. Sarcasm. Ooh, actually, this could be not good news for us. Here, I'm gonna put the. Let me place the freaking probe, please. And then I'm gonna back away. Don't go this way, everybody. Don't go this way. Okay, so it's actually going to this area. Krista loved the heck out of that hug. I like the virtual hugs too. I don't mind them at all. Well, that weakened quickly. No? No, it's already dead, apparently. The way it disappeared is so rigged. Oh, it's gonna reform. If it's not doing that already. Hold on, it might actually be doing that. Yep. It was in the process of jumping. Well, it jumped after the road. I'm fine with that. It just did that annoying thing where it turned way further north. Ew, I have to go to Grasslands Park. Well, hopefully this new tornado that formed is not going as fast as the previous one. Big, cozy Krista hugs. Bundle of softness, cuteness, and a 40-degree body temperature. Essentially, she's a heat blanket. A very heavy, a very dense heat blanket. She's not as dense as that rock, though. She does have crystal bones, but she's not made out of crystal. So that means not as solid as that rock. At Boulder. Why is it there? Wow, this one's immediately kicking right off, this tornado. Vroomity vroom. It's going to be a tedious task getting ahead of this tornado. And I don't think I'm heading up the swervy road to achieve that. I'm excited for the update that changes the way tornadoes behave. Not to mention, actually attaches it to the cloud base. Like, the tornado itself is supposed to be part of the volumetric clouds. I'm looking forward to that. There's my corner cut. Did that save me time? Eh, probably not. Why did I take this route? This is a terrible route. It's heading northeast, not southeast. It's already traveling through Grasslands Park. Or about to. Is it actually going to go... No, I think it's going to go northwest of Grasslands Park. They're going to have a close call, though. I'd still take shelter if you're in that proximity from the tornado. You never know if it's going to change direction. Oh, good. I can go past Grasslands Park to the road north of it. Once it crosses this road, it'll be about as close as it'll get to Grasslands. We might actually run into a encounter with this tornado. Rotation signature is pretty much over the roadway that we need to use. You're an EF5, aren't you? Well, I'm going to take a picture of you at the least. I almost caught up with it. Oh, it's crossing the other road, too. Not going to be able to get a reading off of it. At least in this game, you don't have to pay for your equipment over and over. That would suck. Because people who have troubles with, like, Phasmo, they have trouble, like, you know, being able to even afford equipment. Although I think there's certain base equipment that is always available. No value! Oh, these stupid, like, visibility clouds sometimes. Now I'd have to go onto the highway to catch it, and we have a really annoying diagonal road that'll make that a task that we can't do. I did get a pretty good tornado this time, though. This was actually a decent chase. Unfortunately, we had the added difficulty of everything being fast. And can these roads just keep going the same direction? Oh, great. We're going to run into that problem, are we? Where the clouds are on the ground? It only seems to happen in this part of the map where that problem. The rain sound is also gone. That's also interesting. It's almost like we're above the clouds now. And everything's changing into, like, frost. Or snow. It's a very strange effect. Much rain, little sound. Yeah. Rain sound is just gone. The game's behaving like we're in the clouds. Also, the windshield system stopped working. So much rain, it doesn't even sound like rain, just a dull roar. Yep. But also, the windshield system, there's supposed to be lots of rain on it, and that's not happening. Ugh, our turn-in is also terrible. That's a nader. Welcome on in, Bloody Mage. There's a nader just behind this wall of invisibility, actually, and I sort of don't like that. Hey, jeez, I also didn't see that jump scare at all.
But
tornado. Yeah, just saying tush, huh? Yep. Only tush. How's the velocity on... Oh. Ew. Can't get a tornado out of that. It's like spearing itself out. Maybe we'll get one forming over here. There's a bit of rotation here. And this is sort of looking hook-like. Eh. Ooh, the rotation's intensifying on that. This little area. But in order to catch anything out of that, we'd have to turn around, head through Northerndale. 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 With weekly schedules while on season, we're actually off season. We're post season right now. But But I did put up a off-season schedule up. The every Saturday streams all the way until we are back in action with the 4 week in September. Summer's here. Well, technically summer's not here yet. Meteorological summer begins June 1st. Here. Down in the southern hemisphere's meteorological winter. Oh, anybody subject to the temperate season, that is. If you're close enough to the equator, you don't go by those seasons at all. Okay, I'm going to fuel up here, and we're going to see if this is still worth chasing. I'm not getting the impression it's worth chasing. Go on down here. That rotation doesn't really look that amazing. Hey, that looks like noise right there. How this like suddenly cuts off like that. That looks like actually the range fold-in. That's what that looks like, range fold-in. Hey, CC, do you know what range fold-in is? Oh, it actually processed it properly that time. It just left out the last word that one time, so I was just wondering, it's like, does CC even know about this? CC doesn't know about Krista. CC only knows about the North American spelling of Krista. That's not the Krista I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I forgot. I shouldn't be doing that near the pumps. The pumps fight back if you jump near them. Hostile pumps. They say the gas stations are considered a safe zone. But first of all, they don't protect you against tornadoes, and second of all, the pumps are hostile. Don't trust them. ACL, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. So far, things are going decent here. We actually had a pretty good chase. I think I'm going to leave this chase now because we don't have any tornadoes that we can realistically reach. There's our 6960 from the one tornado that we intercepted. Nice. So apparently if you get 261 kilometers an hour, that's the key to get in a funny number. Oh, we do have ads coming up in a little bit here, which means it's been an hour since the stream has started. Already. Time's just flying, just like that. And no, this is not a 12-hour stream. That was last Saturday. This is a 5-hour stream, as you would expect. Donnie, oh my goodness, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. Hopefully I don't sound too far away either. The microphone's starting to raise itself on me again. It's starting to do that silly thing. Last time I did that, I just needed to retighten the springs, and then it was all good. But this time it might just be because my posture is a little slouched. Not slouched, actually. I'm sort of like leaning back a bit. I don't have a posture check because I actually don't often have problems with posture. My back would tell me. Haven't been around much doing a lot of marble stuff lately. No worries there. I know marbles, they have no shortage of the campaigns. I feel like they're always doing a new campaign. It almost feels like every day at this point. Or maybe it's every weekend. I don't know. I just know that the campaigns rotate pretty often. Oh! Twitch rolled out a update that made it easier for people to collect their drops. You get a little drop icon at the bottom of your channel there, where your channel point collection box thing periodically appears. It's roughly around there. When you get when you're eligible for a drop, it'll actually pop up down there now. I think that's a cool little thing because there are a lot of people who are relatively new to Twitch and they don't know how the heck these drop things work. Well, that's super helpful. That's actually a W update. Like, good on you, Twitch. Now, can you fix Stream Manager? Oh, the ads have officially begun to roll. Here we go. Indicated by our update, actually. Or, sorry, our weather update. We got 19.8 degrees, 67.6 Fahrenheit. That's a pretty catchy combination of numbers there. I love it when numbers have patterns in them. Dew point of 3.1, 37.6 Fahrenheit. Feels like 18.6, 65.5 Fahrenheit. Winds are 5, gusting 10, 3, gusting 6 miles per hour. There we go. I'm just announcing the weather like a sports announcer and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I don't really follow sports much. I just know that the hockey playoffs are looking pretty, or mostly lame so far. Like, I cheer on the Canadian teams, and there's only one Canadian team. Thankfully, they're one of my favorite Canadian teams, but, like, there's only one Canadian team, so it's like, eh. But also, NHL, like, there's been so many player trades and all that stuff that these, like, teams barely represent the places that they're from, that they are meant to claim or something like that. I mean, Penguins has, like, 4 Nova Scotians. Yeah, I mean, like, everyone's been, players have been traded around so much that these teams, oh my goodness. ACL with the 2 months? Heck, yes, thank you very much for the 2 months, I appreciate it. I believe that gets you the Overcast badge. It also gets you, no ads, which is really nice. Oh, also, I'm not even looking at the Stream Manager. I should probably do that. I have to Alt-Tab to get out of Outbrk, though. Otherwise, Outbrk keeps my cursor imprisoned within the game. Oh, I've still got first, second, and third from the 12-hour stream. 24-hour stream. I'm not ever gonna be doing a 24-hour stream. You won't catch me doing that. 12-hour stream is about as much as I go. Well, maybe a little over technical. Ooh, technically. Oh, what's developing over here? That's sort of the right spot. I'd like to see more focus right here. Stream's a lot better without ads. Oh, so many things are much better without ads. I like... Ads are so worthless. Why are they even done anymore? It's just like, nah, let's just not do ads at all anymore because, they have no value. And why do the people hosting the ads, me, why do the people hosting the ads get such a pathetically small percentage from them? That's not proper conversation. Those ads are actively wasting people's time. They could be spending their time actually chilling here instead of being stuck in ad land. And at this point, honestly, the people who have to tolerate the ads, they should be getting paid a little too. 3-minute ad break. I mean, 30-second interruption to push a product that stops the interruption. Yep. To be fair, the ad breaks are only up to 3 minutes. It depends on how many ads they have available. Also, I'm going to re-roll this scenario if I don't see any organization. I don't like scenarios that do this, where the rotation is there, but it's all over the place, so nothing can really form out of it. Got good cape out of this. Good dew points. This is the most promising velocity of the bunch, so maybe we'll get something out of here. But we're not getting a solid hook or anything like that. Something. Welcome on in, Shin. Good night. Oh my goodness. Wishing on in with the good nights. Well, all right, Shin. Fair enough. I hope you have a good rest, and I hope it's high quality. All that good stuff. Whoop. I have turbo for a reason. Yeah, turbo's a really good one. That's a universal ad killer. Use my ads as a stretch and relax break. Always nice to have those from time to time. Can't afford a sub to everyone, and it still supports the streamer. Yeah, it supports the streamer a little. Not as much as it used to, because Amazon is one of those companies where, you know, they're freaking rich, but they can't afford to pay their streamers a fair wage of any sort, or fair earnings, whatever percentage. Wow, look at how this storm is rotated. No wonder why there's a tornado warning on it. It's heading for Gridland. Ooh, I want in on this. How fast is it moving? Moderate speed. We might be able to get here, but honestly, we'd stand a better chance at setting up here. We gotta head south in Bakersville, and then we gotta take the other road further south. I'm gonna put on the headlights now, so I don't forget later. Let's hug the shin white. Love it when I get ED ads. It's nice when the ads are relevant. It's even better when the ads are non-existent, because I'm advertisement repulsed, so if something gets advertised too much, I lose and I like it less and less. The ads sort of have a inverse effect on me. I don't mind the basic ad saying, "Hey, this exists. Goodbye." Why did the chat pause due to scroll? There we go. It was literally at the message at the very bottom, and it was just like, no, it's scrolled up. I do mine has a 3-minute once an hour. Yeah, just enough to eliminate the pre-rolls pretty much. Yep, that's how it goes around here. I have a bit of an offset so that it's not right on the hour. But also it's because there's a 10-minute lead up when the stream first starts. Wait, is it still... Okay, we're going to, I thought it would be very much faster, so we're going to head on to a road closer to it. And I figure 3 minutes, 1 hour is good for bathroom and snack breaks. Yeah, it's pretty ideal. Pretty ideal. I don't officially go on a break myself when we hit the ad breaks and all that stuff. But, I mean, it's because, like, oh, what else am I going to do with these 3 minutes? I can just stretch on the spot. And my hydration's just an arm reach away. Okay, next available left. I do this because I'm a smoker and I'll smoke in the house. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. No corner cutting yet. Corner cut now. That was awesome. That was a good corner cut. I would love it if I could corner cut like that more often. I quit smoking cigarettes, but I plan on getting an oil vape for THC so I can puff on that every once in a while. Whatever works. Whatever works well for you. Whatever works well for you. I don't do any of that stuff, but like that's just because my body just didn't even like the smell. So it probably wouldn't even like doing any of that stuff itself. As for the whole drinking thing, well, my memory's already really bad. I don't want to know how bad it is if I were to indulge in any of that. That tornado's still pretty far away. And gambling, well, when you look at the odds, I don't see the point in doing it myself. The real money gambling, that is. The fake currency gambling, that is totally fine. And messing around with RNG, that is very much fine. That is encouraged here. What is your RNG? I had a vape, but I still never really liked doing it in the house. Oh, that's definitely fair enough. I quit drinking and smoking cigarettes. I don't gamble. My gambling is every once in a while. Might be a scratch ticket. I think that's like my sister too. Not really much into the gambling, just the scratch tickets once in a while. I mean, hey, technically, if I had enough time to invest into visuals, technically I could make a scratch ticket-like thing. But also, if there's any scratch tickets showing on here, I'd immediately have to put a content label on for that. So, we'll just have the crows take some shinies, and maybe give you more, maybe give you less back, and we'll just say it's the crows. And it's 100% not gambling. Just vape. Lowering my dose from 20 milligrams to 3 milligrams. See, that's a pretty nice improvement. Oh, don't stand on your mesonet. That will sometimes give you fall damage. I mean, fall damage goes away after a little bit if it's not enough to kill you, so... There is that. Did you know that Final Fantasy XIV has fall damage? Of course it does. The fall damage only kills you if you're in combat, though. When you take it. When you take too much of it. You know, I'm sort of thinking maybe, yeah. I think that's another thing with Final Fantasy XIV and all that. Jumping from a height is fun. Oh, there's also a way to take no fall damage from going down from a high height. If you have any sort of dash move and you dash off of a cliff that has no force field blocking it, you just get teleported down to the ground. They actually did that because way back in the day, like, Healer had a dash move, and they could use it to float over gaps. And in some cases, get to places they shouldn't be. So they added that little anchor mechanic for any dash move whenever whenever it winds up going over like a cliff or something like that. So it was fun in one way, but they made it fun in another way by trying to address that. I'm glad for that. It's not as annoying as them placing collision around the bottom of a bridge because people were being silly and like clipping through the bridge, even though there are 100 plus other bridges that you can also clip through the base of the bridge. Like, who cares? Why did you have to ruin people's fun there? I'm sorry, what? Oh, it shifted! And it has a neighbor now. Alright. This is still the correct spot, right? I'm not going to have to move up here? I'm getting the impression I'm going to have to move up here. Oh. Oh, it's a fake. That tornado's a coward and not worth chasing. And the other one's in a shit road network. Oh, yes. How fun. If the tornadoes are going to jump all over the place, I will probably just end this scenario, but we'll see if this tornado down here can make up for that bullshit. Oh yeah, any of you playing Final Fantasy XIV, we got a range a day to do some Palace of the Dead. You don't even have to make it that far in the main story to unlock it. I'm trying to think here, I think it's after the Envoy quest, the quest that gives you access to the other parts of Eorzea. Sorry, Eorzea, as they call it, even though that it clearly starts with an E. The Eorzea. Where's Beorzea? Tornado. Tornado. Do you need directions? Oh, this is another tornado aiming for pretty much for the intersection down here. Well, we'll get ourselves positioned there and hope that it doesn't steer north. If it dissipates again, I'm leaving this scenario. We'll re-roll a new one. Because, yeah, I'm not interested in scenarios where tornadoes jump all the time. It's sort of like when the ghost roams frequently in Phasmophobia, and you know how annoying that is. Well, that's the tornadoes frequently jumping. That's what it feels like with jumpy tornadoes. It feels like they're frequently wandering. Hey, do we have a two tornado scenario again? Nope, the other tornado is indeed dead. Alright. I feel like I should have have that unlocked considering I'm a freaking Heaven Sword. You can unlock it, yes. You just have to travel back to Gridania. And there's a blue content quest in the corner. It's called The House That Death Built. That'd be a fun one. I'm not gonna lie, that's a fun one to do with others. I'm very experienced in the Palace of the Dead too. I mean, it's been a while since I last went into it, but I used to do Palace of the Dead a lot. So I know a lot of the gimmicks, the stay to the side. This tornado is jumping again. We gotta figure out where it's jumping to, though. Don't really know where it's jumping. Or maybe it downgraded itself. We have had the odd scenario where a tornado downgrades itself. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Well, that rotation is looking sort of like crap, so... Not sure how much I want to count on this one. Now, you unlock that even before, like, Ifrit. I think you even... no, I don't think... I don't think you unlock it before your first dungeon, though. Oh, maybe it's shortly after the Envoy quest, then. I don't remember when the house at Deathbelt appears, actually. I thought it was Envoy, but it might be shortly after Envoy. It's been so long since I've unlocked it. Are you heading right over here? Are you coming on over to say hello, Tornado? Actually, it might be a little further north. Or it might be straightening out to head straight at us. Well, I don't want to head too... Hold on. I want to be partway on the road because the vehicles behave really poorly off-road now. What are you doing, Tornado? Where is this rotation signature going towards? It's going towards here, so hold on. Hello, my tornado. It's good to see you. Oh, hold on. I need to alert the tornado. I need to tell it, hello, I'm here. Okay, it might still head a little north here, so I'm gonna do that. And then... I'm going to back away because it's starting to get a little close here, so. We'll give it some distance. Tornadoes can be very territorial, so you gotta give them their distance. Also give it a little extra distance because it is angled down towards here, so. All right. Well, it's north obsessed. It's steered even further north. To love that. Well, pick up the probe and I'm out of here. Goodbye, tornado. Goodbye, terrible scenario. Yeah, see, there you go. There goes the rotation disorganized again. All right. All right. We're just going to, Oh! Oh, there we go. There's Omega's entry. Attack him with a gun. Nicking the clothing, not freeing any nips. No nips freed. Rosie, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. Thanks for attending this Sectoral and Squadron portion meetup. You have attended sessions so far. What the hell is going on with that? Oh, you know what happened? You changed your name. But what's supposed to happen here You know what? You know what? I think this is actually a Firebot bug. I think what happened was the event tried calling your number while it was changing your name. Because what happens when somebody enters after a name change is Firebot has to process the name change. And I think what happened is the event that reads your metadata processed before your name change was processed. And it resulted in it being unable to read your metadata. So, theoretically, if my theory is correct, that means the next time you do a lurkin/check-in, it should work properly. But also, I would like to see... hold on. I want to make sure it actually counted your session. That's... oh! You did get the session attended flag put on you, so... Okay. Hold on. If I check the sectoral captain's chat history, if it allows me to go far enough up. Okay, so I open up the sectoral captain here. And I scroll up to previous stream stuff. I need to figure out... Astrid, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. I'm just checking the sectoral captain's history here. I want to actually... I don't remember what... I want to make sure it says session number 41. Because that's what your metadata says. And I want to make sure the previous one says 70. Because then I know it added one to... I might have to scroll pretty far up, actually, because that was a 12-hour stream. It usually swings on by close to the beginning of a stream, so if I scroll up enough here, I should see a session attended up there. I need to figure out when... Oh, shoot! It doesn't tell me... doesn't tell me who checked in because it's lurker-friendly, right? I will have to use mathematics. I want to see a 70 somewhere in here. 73... That's somebody else if it's 73. 128... Ah, there we go. That's gotta be Rosie. 1840 on Saturday. Previous Saturday. 70 sessions. That means it did count your session. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure it actually counted your session because it was very much possible that it would have tried to have changed a session for a username that's no longer there. So, I think what happened here was... the metadata assignment and stuff, it still went to your user profile. However, the read tried reading off of your old name. So, if I'm correct in this, that means the next time you do a check-in, you should have your numbers back. And I shouldn't have to do anything. Because if I click on your name right now... I could see that you're at session 71. Your stream joined value is still 191. And your session attendance flag is a 1, which means it registered your attendance. Well, there we go. Awesome. Awesome. In the past few days for me, then no. Oh, no. I took a fall, hurt the hip 3 days ago. because my ankle went out with no warning. And as I went to get up, I'm okay now. Just very much sore. Ooh, that is rough. Ooh. And hip, that is also really not fun. Like, harm to the hip. Yeah, good thing nothing was broken, because that would be that'd take a little while to recover from. And the hip is just never the same when you damage it like the first time, let alone any further times. You know what's even more strange with the way that check-in behaved for Rosie? You notice how it tried displaying the attendance percentage still? So it still recognized that you were 80+% somehow, even though it didn't retrieve the metadata correctly. Really interesting. It really was like like the name change was processed while the effect was running. Oh, you know what happened? You know what I think happened? Your old name got passed in as an argument. That's what happened. Well, it won't do that. It won't do that next time. 3 months off my leg, and then another almost 12 with physiotherapy. No thanks. Been there 6 months off all before. Yeah, no thanks to that. That's a pretty long time. Also, let me do this. Update user. I don't think Corey or Rosie have unique sound commands yet. I don't think so. Hold on. I'm double checking. They don't have walk-ons, right? Walk-on sound. Okay. Okay. I don't. Okay. So I can go update user. Corey. I need to actually type in the full thing. Because then I will stop getting reminders whenever somebody enters and their username has recently changed. And also, I'm just going to go into commands here, and I'm going to go down to update user, and I'm going to tell it to ignore the bot, because that probably put an invalid entry into the database. Why is it advanced? This is not advanced. Ignore triggers from bot account. There we go. And then I need to go into viewers. And I need to go last seen. Oh! It dropped it because that user doesn't exist. Well, I mean, they might exist on Twitch, but they don't exist in the Firebot database. Okay, that's fine. No harm done then. Ah, good stuff. Okay. We're going to get into our next chase. Tush is being processed. Very important. Can't forget about Tush. What will this next chase feature? We'll find out. We'll find out. After. Not after these messages. We don't have these messages until another 24 minutes. Very interested in figuring out how Firebot's logics work sometimes. Also, my bot account was created on July 6, 2021. Dang. It's been that long. Oh, wait, that makes sense. That makes sense. The bot account did exist before season 1 began. Brought to you by maple syrup because we're Canadian. Maple syrup's bloody expensive here. That'd be one heck of a sponsor over here. You go over to Eastern Canada and the price is a lot better because it doesn't have to travel as much of a distance. But over here in the West, yeah. And actually, if you go further east, I'm sure the price is up over there too, because most of it comes from like Quebec, and some parts of Ontario. So this scenario doesn't really look all that impressive. There's one Nova Scotian maple syrup company that got told to stop producing. Oh. Interesting. That's lovely. Ah, cool. You're making maple syrup too affordable. That's not acceptable. I mean, look, at this point, inflation is a scam. The big companies are abusing it. It's a scam at this point. If it was a typical, like, small little number, then yeah, I guess that stuff goes up from time to time. Even though I still think it's greed further up the chain. But, I mean, look, in a perfect world, inflation would be 0%, and everybody's wages would remain exactly the same. But that's just not how it works. Or at least that's not how it works by this weird... I don't know. The sectoral leader sees our economical design as very odd. The places that he runs, there's no cost for basic needs. They're included. Extras, on the other hand, are pretty expensive. Well, if you're getting your own PC and that's extra expensive. But basic needs, no, they don't have a cost. And then there's, I think there's, like, semi-essential, like, transportation is sort of, like, semi-essential. Depending on, like, how big the place is. And that ends up having, like, really low costs, something like that. The system's not interesting, that's why I'm dancing around. Oh, we might be getting some good properties from this one. But where's this all moving? Wow, this is a terrible starting point if that's where the action is. Or is there any action there? It's tapping into the available energy. Hello, Beastie. I don't... If there was FaceTuber Friday, I'd pick up Beastie right now and show her to you. Her meows are so quiet, you wouldn't even be able to tell she's meowing. My microphone has enough of a noise floor and noise canceling that you'll never get to hear her meow. Oh, she went out. Okay. Bye. She's done her cat nap. She slept it. She dealt with me yelling into a microphone for an hour and a half pretty well. Oh, let me move Firebot back to the dashboard so I can actually see chat now. Once I move up, you won't be able to make appearances on stream anymore. Oh, no. Oh, I might kidnap the small dogs to come say hi to chat. It's good times. Yeah, we still have our 4 pets. Well, Our 4 main pets. Technically, we also have fish, and they should count as pets, but they're my sister's pets, and yep. The upstairs is all carpet, other than the hall and stairs. Oh yeah, that would make it a little more impractical. What is this? Whoever did this pave job didn't do a very good job. And doesn't want the cat to use carpet for claws. Yeah, and a lot of cats do wind up doing that. What's that little spot? Feels a bookend what? Is it a bookend vortex? I think it's just an expansion on the north side of the storm, but... Oh! The unusual tornado warning that happened, the one that was north of where the small potential was from a bookend vortex. So the north side of the storm clearly curled into itself, and then a little couplet appeared. And a couplet's sort of like it's a little spot where like the wind dips on one side and the wind gets enhanced on the other side. So it's not necessarily like opposite directions like your classical rotation. It's sort of that little dip suggests that there could be rotation hiding underneath. And the small dogs will be quick, hide, show up, and then break back downstairs. They have a tendency of peeing in the house. Oh, yeah. No peeing carpet. Yeah, that's not fun. Both of our dogs have been trained out of that. Thanks for the delayed jump scare. It's it delays between 5 seconds and 5 minutes. It's a pretty long range, so yeah, it'll go off eventually, trademark. It actually stays in the queue, haunting me until it goes off. I just get to see it sitting there in the corner of my eyes. Right in my peripheral vision. I'm gonna re-roll this scenario. This scenario's not doing anything. It'll take some time because I think the smell got embedded into the room that the PN. Yeah, it's really difficult to get rid of. Basically, it's gonna go off at any moment. Just don't know when it's going to. Exactly. That's why a delayed jump scare is so effective at catching me off guard. I also usually forget that it even exists by the time it goes off. So that scenario is really crappy. Things are way too disorganized. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll another scenario. And hopefully we'll see a bit more organization in the storms in this particular scenario. Sort of the conundrum that storm chasers run into as well when it comes to chasing some storms. Jeez. Now, there you go. That's a delay. That's a delayed jump scare. I think that was about 2 minutes, so pretty close to mid-range. Sometimes the delayed jump scare also gets chat too. So, you know, it could get me, it could get you, it could get everybody. Of course, all of that is subject... All of that is subject to the filters I put on a lot of the outgoing or the outbound layers. Like, I have a compressor, I have a limiter. Whatever OBS has available, and I think for the compressor, I'm pretty sure I had to add that as a plugin, actually. No? No? You know what? I don't remember. I know OBS has a built-in one, but I don't remember if I added a plugin that added a better compressor. Or is literally the only one who doesn't make a mess in the house. Well, at least you've got one who knows. At least you got one that knows. This cell could be interesting, actually. We got to give it some time to cook here. It looks like it's not quite. I reverted back to 32.0.4 to see if it'll crash list. That is the version I have, and it crashes rarely. Every once in a while, it'll do a crash, and it's a really dumb crash, too. It'll literally close and not give... Okay, this scenario is freaking laggy. I don't like this scenario. Ew, those dew points are crap. Hold on. This scenario might actually suck. Yeah, no, it's at the beginning. As things move further over, it might run into better energy. I'll give it a bit of a chance here. I just gotta set the criteria a little low for the more westerly stuff because the energy level is crap. The dew point is terrible. Single digit dew points? No thanks. This is all in Celsius, by the way. And in Celsius, 13 is about the lower boundary for severe weather, typically. You want it to start getting like into like the mid-upper teens. So on the Fahrenheit scale, you want to start seeing things in like the 50s or the 60s for dew point to start seeing some really good weather. You might be able to get away with 40s, but 40s is very iffy. You have to be like upper 40s if anything. Of course, if you're near the Interlake area, it's the Wild West pretty much. You can get some pretty potent storms even off of barely above freezing. I was in Ottawa when a line of solid thunderstorms happened in what was supposed to be the middle of winter. We were a little above freezing and full thunderstorm with rain. It was a lot of fun. Actually, that week was very unsettled. There were 3 thunderstorms while I was there. And again, mid-February. The best of the thunderstorms came with a potent lake effect cold front. A lake-powered cold front. We just had a storm go through earlier and power flickered for a second because of that. There's a few areas with decent storm potential today. There's a small spot of tornado potential too, but I believe that is limited to only some of Oklahoma. Huh. Any rotation with this? Yeah, some rotation. It's not tightly focused, but it's there. If the storm can hold that kind of a structure, it might also just be expanding south, so I don't want to rely on this. I can't say this is a hook echo yet because of these 2 disturbances over here. Great Lakes region, mainly in Canada. Southern Ontario. I was actually just talking about Southern Ontario not that long ago today. 3 tornado warnings. Including one in London, so London got a bit of a surprise. A surprise, here's the severe weather season. It didn't. Honestly, the rotation looked like it wasn't really like right over London. It was sort of like southish. But it was there. It was definitely there. Still can't believe we had a snowstorm last week. Oh, yeah. Even further east, it was your turn to get the May snowstorms. I have a feeling next year it's going to be our turn over in the Prairie region. I'd like to be incorrect about that, but we do get them like every 2 or 3 years. Great Lakes region is where I'm at and got it pretty good for a bit today. Yeah, those storms were pretty decent. And one of the marginal areas, I know it was only mentioned in the U.S. side of things, but the marginal areas definitely crossed over into Canada territory. So the potential is definitely there. Tornado was at 2%, which is still enough for a tornado or 2. Or I guess 3 in this case, so 3 attempts at tornadoes. I'm sort of waiting this one out because I want to see what it wants to become. We gotta wait for it to enter a better environment. Right now, it's sort of struggling. And kind of, we like to take turns on May snowstorms for the ordinary. Yep. That's about right. It's nice and warm over here. Apparently the eastern prairie regions even got another dip in temperatures earlier. We got sort of a dip with some wind, but right back up to summer here. Spring went missing. That also seems to happen every few years. Last year, we definitely had a spring. The year before, we also had a spring. This year was another one of those classical from winter to summer, with hardly a spring at all. Here I'm making fires. Yeah, over here, I guess people may as well enjoy their campfires while they can, because at the rate we're going, we'll probably wind up in a fire ban soon. Although I've got to say, travel into some areas, it's still very marshy. And there's still, like, partially flooded areas and land, so I can see why the fire advisories and that are not widespread or anything like that. I have to make a fire to heat up the house. Ah, the old-fashioned way. And honestly, the more common way. There's something common about a fireplace. This still does not look like a hook echo. This looks like an expansion. I have a feeling we might still be able to get a chase on this one. It's just going to be one of those ones that takes a little while to cook up. Which is fine. Like I said, we're going to do some chases, and then we'll be doing some Tomodachi Life. I have, my island has changed a lot. I did an island makeover. I know Krista did one during one of her streams. I did one too. Obviously, I'm not making my island into a giant heart. That's not exactly my theme. That is a Krista thing. I made a sort of restricted section. Like a restricted zone that everybody could still walk in and out of. I could discourage them. I could discourage them from going into the restricted area by making it terrain and not a path. But where's the fun in that? And made her island very phallic looking. Yeah, that's just not a me thing. And you know, if Krista didn't go for hearts, she would probably make like a butt-shaped island. Definitely know she'd do that. Tush, exactly. Tush. Oh my goodness. Also, I somehow managed to get 21 or 22 me's on the island, so now I'm gonna have a difficult time keeping track of anybody. You know, at least giggle at it when others do it, though. Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, storms are still struggling. Maybe I should station myself in Gridland here, because Gridland is roughly where the energy transitions to. Hey, we might be able to get something out of this. Oh, except the dew points are still a joke over there, so not all of the ingredients are in place over here. Oh, these dew points are terrible. Very prudy in that way. Prudy sounds like a name. Howdy, my name's Prudy. Maybe it's because it's so close to, like, Judy. It's like, howdy, my name's Judy. Prudy Judy, exactly. Oh my goodness. Oh, duty action actually does it's actually a little more fun during Outbreak streams. I put a little more attention to detail into Outbreak in particular with the whole duty action thing.
What this button does.
The red button.
Wow, this stream's looking a little
Tilted. Yeah, it is looking tilted. Wow. I don't want to walk too fast with this kind of tilt, actually. Okay, there we go. I'm hoping to add some new effects for the red button over the course of the summer here. You know, the extra days that I don't stream, I could just dedicate into playing around with some animations. Maybe finally getting special animations implemented for Krista. Maybe some effort into remembering that I do have special animations for the sectoral leader that I haven't used for like 2 months. I went through all the trouble of adding them and then just not using them anymore. This music note storm here, I see. What is that, a 1/8 note right there? I think so. It's got one line sticking out of it, so it's a 1/8 note. And then if it's just a note, it's a quarter note. A 1/8 note that is apparently trying to produce a tornado. It's got terrible rotation, so... Ooh, thanks for the delayed jump scare. I will probably forget about it by the time it happens. How fast is this moving? Oh, this is a slow tornado. Okay. Maybe we'll get something here, but that could be a hit or a miss because the energy is still a little iffy down there. I'm glad I started in Westport, actually. Westport's a pretty decent area to start in. There we go. Also, the scenario's not laggy anymore. It was definitely very laggy at the beginning, but it's not laggy anymore. That's good. The instant weather application that I like to use has a memory leak bug again. But now it's only happening to, like, me and, I don't know, maybe a select few others. So now we gotta figure out what the heck is up with our environments that's causing it. Those bugs are very frustrating to address, the ones that are platform specific. We're just gonna off-road to the other road. Or at least I'd like to say that if it wasn't for this annoying cliff here. We do have ads coming up. Apparently we've already hit another hour. What the heck? Well, hopefully the delayed jump scare happens before the ads. That'd be annoying if the ads got in the way of it. Hey, that's a good shiny exchange right there. Wait. It's a match. You made a match. They rolled orange. Did we get more than one mimic? I was always curious on what would happen if more than one mimic rolled. And I think it made the other rolls disappear. I know there wasn't proper handling for multiple mimics. I just didn't know it would do this. I was sort of hoping that maybe Mimic would... You know what? Also, it's just a display bug. Oh, jeez. That was a close lightning strike. Oh. There's a delayed jump scare just before the ads, too. The ads didn't even get here yet. Okay, we have successfully cut across the road. You know what? I think that's still safe. Oh, are you kidding me? Hold on. This one, we gotta do a turnaround for this one and go up this road and then go down the other road. Okay, so there I got multiple. That's a 4.1 multiplier. A match is supposed to be worth 2. What the heck was the other one? Was it a misleaf? Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. Some of the rolls became invisible. The multiplier still looks okay, so this is yet another one where the display is all messed up. It's so weird how, like, the display one is always the first one to mess up. The problem with that, too, is it's really hard to debug that one because I have the variables clear themselves out when they're not needed anymore. I would have really loved to have seen the variables remain there. Well, I can see our tornado over there. I know one of them was a mimic, and I know one of them was an orange. Maybe the very first one was a mimic, the second one was an orange, and the third one was a mimic again? No, that wouldn't make any sense, though, because look at that multiplier. That's a 4.1 multiplier. And matches are worth ×2. Unless that theory about having 2 mimics also added a ×2 is true. I theorized that a few streams ago, actually. Oh, that tornado's too close to that marking point, actually. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go for further up. So, Bo... Hold on. Let me actually take a look at where this is going. Oh. We might not have to head that far north. It appears to be interested in heading a little more westerly, so we'll take a look over here, and we will hope that the tornado column becomes visible closer to the bottom here. Because the closer it is to the surface, the closer the cloud column is, the easier it is to see where it's going. I think I still need to head further north. The ads are gone, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, but the radar says I'm just fine right where I am. Tricky, tricky. No, debris cloud is telling me that I need to head further north. I'm going to head up near this stop sign then, and we'll see if that is the north we're looking for. Let's hope we don't have a north-obsessed tornado that keeps steering further north. Oh, here we go. Still going north. The hook is not long, so we shouldn't be getting too much direction change from this tornado. It's the longer hooks. Those are the ones that I don't trust as much. Can you stop your obsession with north? Okay, it's not moving north very sharply anymore, so I don't think we should be going up too much further. Like one clump of grass further. Okay, just a little further south, and we're gonna stop about here. That's not an actual direction change. That is the tornado straightening out, so we're just gonna head a little further back. Settle for this. Yeah. Here, I'll just do this. It's swerving ever so slightly. Okay, that's motionless. That's enough to convince me. I'm going to give the tornado some privacy. It's also just entered the probe range. You can actually see the little orange dot down in the corner there. That's the tornado's location relevant to the probe. So we're going to head up here. We're going to hope this tornado still manages to, you know, go right over the probe. That would be ideal. That's how we can get the best wind speed from it. Unfortunately, it appears to be changing direction again. Look at that freaking annoying-ass direction change. Look at how sharp it is on there. I'm just going to pick up the probe now. That is such a dumb direction change. Seriously? That's getting too close for comfort. And it's turning towards us again. Okay, let's get out of here. Look at that freaking swerve it did. What bullshit is this? I had the probe placed in a great spot, and then it did that bullshit. Very clear bullshit. You can see the evidence right on the probe proximity. Okay, so what could have been like single-digit distance was a lot further because of that bullshit. Now it's sort of curving back to where it previously was. Seriously? Yes. I'm surprised I was able to take another picture of that. I didn't move very far, did I? 88 meters when it could have been much closer. Talk about bullshit. Well, let's try and set up another intercept then. We don't have to worry too much about the probe cooldown at least. Sorry, the upload in. It's a probe cooldown. The upload in, but also it's a probe cooldown. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. I'm pretty sure you came back on time to see that bullshit that the tornado pulled on us. The very clear evidence that you can see down in the bottom right corner. Keeping an eye on that debris cloud because it doesn't look very strong. The hook is definitely there now. Convenient of the hook to develop at this point now. Give the tornado some freedom to move around the probe, in fact. Rabbi, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. We are doing some good old storm chasing. After our storm chasing, we'll be doing some nonsense with Tomodachi Life. I've actually been complaining a lot about Tomodachi Life lately. Because there's this really annoying RNG system that happens while you're away, and I just call it the backstab RNG. Because essentially what I find it does is it'll just randomly decrease one half of a couple's bond. About 3 levels, 2 or 3 levels, while you're gone, even if you're gone for like 6 hours. It'll just decrease it. All of a sudden, good friends will be not getting along or sort of getting along. You know, that kind of bullshit. But it's always one side. The other side doesn't get modified at all. That is not moving very much. I think if I go a little further forward... like perhaps towards the marker, or close to this barn, we might be able to put our probe down, and our probe can have the tornado experience. Unfortunately, this tornado has gone back to I can't see the bottom of it, which is the most accurate part. Really hard to track when the air column is transparent. Well, good here watching hockey. I wish it was a... No, actually, I don't... You know what? No, I don't wish. But, it'd be nice to be able to be a little more invested in the playoffs. It's just, I don't know. There's only like one Canadian team left, and that Canadian team's not even doing all that well, so it's like, I don't know. But then again, like, what even is a Canadian team anymore? Players have been traded so much that there's no, like, Canadian team. There's no truly Canadian team. There's no truly American team anymore. It's like a mix. There's a mix of players now. I'm gonna say I need to move back a little. I don't like this angle, though. Because it means if I put down a probe, it means I'm gonna have to go really far forward in order to get out of the tornado's range. And then I'll have to go all the way back. Is it gonna head right at the barn? Oh, it's changing direction. That's lovely. The hook's also weakening. That's also lovely. Sarcasm. Okay. Well, now its angle has changed, which makes it even more of a pain in the ass because it's already close to the road. We're in a higher energy environment now, though, so the tornadoes are actually able to, like, stick around. Pretty decent looking tornado. Column is still pretty transparent. I'm gonna put down a probe now before it's too late. And we'll see if it does any bullshit. This tornado bullshit me earlier by purposely going around the probe. We could clearly see the evidence when we're looking at the marker. And this one's gonna bullshit it too, because apparently it is going to go south of the probe. Why do you keep steering towards me? Steer towards the probe. Come on. Oh, it's choosing to be west of the probe. That's, That's real bullshit. Another north obsessed tornado. This scenario has some sort of bullshittery where it just really loves to go north, which just seems to be a theme with these tornadoes. Just like the ones that could go south, they have an obsession with the south for some reason. I mean, I root for the Penguins, but that's more because they have a few Nova Scotians. Yeah, I just can't be invested into the NHL nearly as much as I used to. So many players all over the place. I guess I would have some degree of thrill if there was like prairie region representation, but unfortunately the Oilers decided to play the same way that they do every year, except worse. Where they put all their cards on offense, which that's honestly that's I'm pretty sure that's been a thing for the Oilers for the past like 10 plus years. Where they put all their cards on offense, and they completely neglect their defense, and then they're leaving their goalie, leaving it all up to the goalie to block everything. Auntie with that shiny exchange. Actually, that's a 3.69 multiplier return. And Misleaf and Krista, there you go. That is the value of those two. Jazz almost broke even. That is so close to breaking even. That's 0.94. It's easier to do the math off of that stuff. Oh, hold on. I can report this tornado again. That's better than I normally do. Pretty solid start. Considering the shiny exchange started, you know, it started last Saturday, and now, and this Saturday. It's just Saturdays now. Which means it might actually be a little more challenging to get to 1 million. You never know. The Crows could be pretty darn generous. Okay, so we're going to follow our North Obsessed Tornado up over here. And we're going to prepare to not be surprised if it jumps down here. Or if it dies off. Oh, never mind. It's not jumping over here. That's a hail core. I can't see it lasting too much longer if that hook's going to keep looking like that, though. That's a pretty sad looking hook. Welcome on in, Auntie. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. My time zone's going alright so far. Let's get back on the road here. There we go. Been a pretty decent week. There were some days that went by really fast. Oh!
Wowie zowie!
Oh my goodness! Udon coming on in with that snipe, that sub to Auntie. Heck yes, enjoy the ad-free experience that comes with. Oh, this is not moving all that much. Still telling me go north, but I don't have to go north all that much anymore. Visibility might be a little iffy, though. Well, come on in, Udon. I don't know why I'm just noticing the shoutout message is actually showing up properly. This one's been on the ground for a while. It has. It did clearly rip me off earlier, so I've got a bit of a grudge with this tornado, but... And now it's not going as far north. It's changing direction again. Oop. That was backed right inside. Pull. North again. Okay, it's swaying. It's doing the fun little sway thing. I love Udon. Yeah, Udon is a legend. There is a reason why there's an auto shout out here for Udon. It is such a fun time over there. Well, if you do wind up seeing that banner and the heart is hollow, make sure that heart is filled. No idea when Udon's gonna stream next. Said he was gonna do a weekday, but I didn't see that happen. So maybe on Sunday, maybe on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Usually, if it is a weekday, it winds up being on like a Wednesday, which is no longer in conflict with this stream schedule. My stream schedule's now off season, so it's Saturdays only. That is very motionless. But it's moving slightly this way, so we'll just back up a little. Not too much, though. This tornado has a habit of doing obnoxious things, like swerving, and then suddenly deciding to go east. I am really getting sick and tired of that. I am losing my patience with this scenario. This scenario is really pissing me off with these tornadoes that are rapidly changing directions. Like, how unrealistic. Have you ever seen a freaking tornado path that does that stupid shit? Where it's going in a direction, then just swerves this way, and then keeps going that direction, then swerves again. No. I think the tornado pathing is messed right up in this scenario. That's what I say to this kind of scenario. Could have just went to a gas station since we got at least one intercept, but yeah. I don't like those kinds of scenarios at all. Those are highly obnoxious, and honestly, not the most realistic. Tornadoes can do really erratic things from time to time, depending on the environment, but they don't usually go in a straight line, swerve straight line, swerve straight line. They don't do that. That's not how it works. This week has not been kind to my schedule sleeping, otherwise, yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Well, you know that the schedule's really been messed with when you're up during the day. Just like for me, if I'm up in the middle of the night, my schedule's probably messed up. As of this particular job, though, the only reason I'm diurnal is because this job requires me to be diurnal. If I had a choice, I'd be up during the night too. Alright, so, wasn't my favorite scenario. We did get an intercept. We're gonna do one more chase. And then I think we'll sneak in some Tomodachi life. My island's pretty lively. Also, my island's almost level 100. I'm getting there. I have a habit of not checking the fountain at all for a while. And the last time I did that, I went up 8 levels. I was just like, oh, geez. And if your island goes up from 5 or more levels since you last checked it, the little wishes animation just skips. It's just like, okay, your wishes is this. Not going through all this. I mean, you can always press A to skip a lot of those animations anyways. What are we in for this particular chase? We will find out. And I think with Outbrk, what I'm going to do is it's going to be like every second Saturday or something like that. Or what does my calendar say? Because there's other things I want to sneak in, like Final Fantasy XIV post-stream, which we're not done yet. Sorry, post-Stormblood. Post-Stormblood. Huh. Well, that's an interesting scenario. Okay. Nothing exists. We got a pretty potent cell here. Apparently, we're in a good spot right now, actually. Good dew points. Spicy energy. The storms are not in the most energetic spot yet, but pretty spicy down there. And this is good enough energy for severe weather. How's our dew points? Our dew points are fantastic. Woo! That is quite a disturbance in the upper. Mid has some pretty sharp contrasts too. Lower, we can't really see anything yet, but that could change. This storm doesn't look organized yet, so we'll just wait here. Oh, also, this is a west to east scenario. I like west to east scenarios. Those are my favorite. It's a lot easier to figure out where to be in terms of storm positioning. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on stream before, but if you put the trademark symbol into Tomodachi Life, it's said as unregistered trademark, like the whole thing. Which yes, that's what it stands for, but it's funny that they just say the whole thing in the speech engine. You'll find that the island vocab and all that stuff is very much different on my island compared to Karista's island. Well, also, Karista's island isn't as far. There is a little something that that happened while she was away. Krista has instructed me if any romance events are happening on her island to trigger them. I decided to record them as they happen too. In long story short, Krista and Demeta are married on that island now. They were already married on my island. Figured out it would turn out that way. Krista and her counterpart do get along a lot. Even when RNG tries to screw over one half of the relationship. That's why I call the like the Tomodachi Life RNG is a backstabbing sort of RNG. It'll wait until you're away from the island, and then one of the relationships will randomly, like, one half will lose like 2 or 3 levels to it. So every time you come back into the game, you have to clean up that mess again, and again and again. Different couples every time. And it doesn't matter, like, friendship, acquaintanceship, sweethearts. Sometimes married couples. I find that it happens a little less often for married couples. I've only got one married couple on my island. Oh, yeah, I do still only have one married couple on my island, actually, and it's not Krista and Dimenda. Huh. Oh, yeah, and, just, if any me's like, I want to break up, just say no, because they've designed the game to be a huge pain in the ass to try and, like, do anything with those two. Same with ex-friends. It's just extremely punishing. They punish the hell out of you for that. Then you're relying on RNG to trigger a paralyzed or a probably need Kensuke back up event, and that's like the only way you can rebuild those. So just don't bother with it. No breakups allowed. If 2 married couples, one has a child and a pair of sweethearts. One married couple does have 1 child. I'm actually sort of glad that the child system doesn't proc all the time like it did in the 3DS Tomodachi Life, because I feel like it just procced all the time in the 3DS version of Tomodachi Life. Oh, but also, but also, I don't know if the team developing this Tomodachi Life just doesn't like kids or something, but they skip the toddlers. They're like, yeah, screw that. You get a cutscene, that's it. Ooh, what's going on here? This storm has chosen violence. Okay. All right. The south side of this storm has chosen violence. That is a very strong rotation. It's moving at a decent speed. I'm hoping I can get here on time, so let's do it. I wanted to see how early things were going to develop there. A little sad about that. Yeah. I actually feel like that was a very lazy move on their part. There's a few lazy shortcuts. You play Tomodachi Life for long enough, too. The new Tomodachi Life. And you catch on to pattern. Well, I have an elevated ability to catch on to patterns, so it's like, as soon as I start seeing the same string of text with variables inserted into one or two words, it's like, yeah, I know how this is going to play out. There's more and more times now where I'm pressing the plus button to skip the entire cutscene, because it's like, well, nothing else is going to happen in this cutscene. Like the restaurant cutscenes. There's some variation to them, yes, and some of the conversations could definitely be hilarious, yes, depending on what variables you put in, but eventually it's like the robot, the robot cutscene, for Pete's sakes. That's like 3 words and variables randomly inserted. Oh, hold on, this path is pointless. Don't even know why it's here. Get me to that highway. Yeah, whenever I see the robot one, I'm pressing the plus button every time. The only things that change are the variables. That's it. It's still slightly hilarious when I have anything with unregistered trademark in it, but like that's about it. But yeah, when we get to Tomodachi Life, you'll know which ones I've just tired of seeing. Oh, here we go. Wipers, 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 headlights. Now turn on the strobe light when I'm pretty much intercepting a tornado. Ah, there we go. Oops. That was almost a good corner cut. Yeah, and I added a few characters to my island since then. I added another a particular group of characters that I used in a particular time. Actually, they've actually appeared in 3 different timelines at this point. Wait. No. Never mind. These ones only appeared in 1 timeline so far. Although I do plan on including them in the main timeline, sort of, but they're not supposed to play like a huge role in that one. I've got Zelda characters plus 2 OCs. The child is one of those. Oh yeah, the children end up being pretty unique in a lot of my scenarios too. So it's like, I've never had this particular pair... have children before. In fact, The married pair in their only timeline are not. They're not quite even a couple yet. There's definitely interest there, but they're not really quite a couple yet. That's a classic tornado. Woo. Looks like I gotta head a little further south for this one. What is the hook size on the... Oh. I hope the bottom part doesn't become a hook, because then we've got that annoying large amount of variation. Is that what I was trying to do? Sparrow is like OC and Ganondorf. They're easy to get together, sweethearts day one. My island took forever for the first sweetheart pair to actually form. That particular pair was at mutual crush for a very long period of time. Then they were sweethearts for only one day and then wanted to get married. So they're just like very slow, and then, you know, sweethearts, okay, married. It took a little while for them to become mutual crushes, too. But that's sort of... I think that's sort of how it would play out in their timelines, too. So long for those two to marry. And Krista and Dimender is still sweetheart status on my island. Krista's island, they're married, but... Ooh. We're getting a bit of inflow wind over here. Okay, I'll move forward a little, but I am expecting a bit of swaying from this tornado, so... Hopefully we don't have any north or south obsession with this tornado. We might get some south obsession, actually. Why is the tornado behind this? The tornado's going to have to change directions a little in order to get to a better spot. Because this area is a lot more favorable for the tornado now. That storm has a serious hail core. Yeah, that hail core is pretty wicked. I'm glad I don't have to be clouded by that. Hail cores blocking the way is one of the... It's like that's one of your worst enemies when it comes to intercepting tornadoes. Oh, hold on. I forgot to turn on my strobe light. That's why the tornado's not magnetizing towards me. We gotta tell the tornado, hey, I'm over here. Hey, maybe that's what happened earlier when the tornado kept swerving. We moved our vehicle and the tornado was like, okay, I'll head over there. Stop obsessing with the south. Oh, I gotta report the tornado again. Hold on. But I like how I heard the sound before the message even came through on Twitch's chat doc. 5 days, right? Shortly after they did, if it was like marriage, they weren't together for a long. Oh, jeez. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to set this up through the hail. Oh, that is heading straight for us. Okay. We'll put this down then. And then I will get out of this hail because this hail is ouchies. Please do not chase the flashing light as it backs away from your path, alright? Don't chase the flashing light. Go for where the flashing light was stopped previously. Don't magnetize towards the light. It looked like it was going to go north of the probe. Now it looks like it's heading straight for the probe. All right, come on. Come on. Oh, it might go just south of it. Okay, the danger radius did hit the probe. Oh, we don't want to be hit by a tornado. We'll get launched airbound and we'll probably die. Although, true to a lot of tornado tales, sometimes you survive the fall after being picked up by a tornado. But we don't want to take that chance. And with 259 kilometers an hour, I don't think we would survive this one if it picked us up. 259 kilometers an hour, 66 millibar pressure delta, and 5.8 degrees Celsius temperature delta. We're going to pick this up. And we'll get another picture of our tornado that was kind enough to let us intercept it. And next area we want to head for is up this pain in the arse road network over here. And it's a diagonal road, so that's going to make it even more fun. Or yet there's a hail pelting you. I would say a helmet, but I guess our skull is the helmet. Taking the hail to the skull. Four meters. That was the distance from the probe. Another 69, but it was a 6907 and rather than a 6960. So that's still pretty nice. It's not as nice as the one that had 3 out of 4 cooperative digits. Red lights don't apply to us. We have flashing yellow lights, so we are exempt. In actual traffic rules, though, if you have the flashing yellow light, you are not exempt from red lights. You will get a ticket, so don't do that. And if you get a red light camera ticket, you don't get any demerits from it. But over here, it's a $400 fine if you run a red or you run a stop sign. That's how you solve the problem with the stop sign. You just smack it. Oh, I think the location of my marker might be a little too far up now. So theoretically, tornadoes should be there, but it's sort of hard to see because there's trees and rain obstructing my view. Oh, there it is. That's a little further ahead than I thought it was. Seriously? That means I have a lot less time than I thought I'd have. And it's probably because the tornado is going faster. Hooray! Just what I don't want is a faster tornado. And I definitely don't want lag because it makes steering a pain in the ass in this game. Hold on. Do I have to place a probe here? No. Keep going. Don't slow down too much. In fact, I might not be able to intercept this now because it is now chasing me at a fast speed. just going to place the probe down now and then get out of here. Off we go. Faster. Thank you. I don't think we're going to get a direct from this probe, but we should get an indirect. If the tornado keeps moving that direction and doesn't move any stupid direction. Why am I not seeing it on the probe? Did it do some sort of stupid direction change again? Nope. It's taken a little while, which means it is either upgrading or it has decided to move towards me. Hello? Why do I not see anything on the probe? Hello? You freaking bunch of bullshit. Oh, hold on. It's swerving this way now. Backing away. Okay, where is this beauty heading? It's heading towards Gridland. Okay, let me pick up the probe here, and I want to head, I want to take it down to Gridland. Stop! Holy crap, why does the brake-in suck when you use the brake button? And the UI is gone again. Oh, I love it when the UI disappears. Okay. Get in the vehicle. Oh, apparently I was standing out in dangerous winds. Thankfully, they were not quite high enough to get me. Oh, this is... Oh, never mind. This is Woo. We've got inflow winds. Finally! We've had another tornado that dislikes traffic lights. I should have known. I love it when that happens. We had 3 streams in a row where we had at least one tornado that despises traffic lights and decided to run over an intersection. I just find it hilarious when it does that. We're getting 150-kilometer-an-hour winds here, and the inflow winds are really dangerous right now. Jeez. Or is this RFD? I probably shouldn't be going towards this if we're in the RFD, actually. Okay, I'm going to try to get up to that marker, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to do that. I can go forward another block if I don't have enough time. This is a bit of a dangerous game I'm playing. You know what? I'm going to head for the intersection up here. Maybe just north of the intersection. And we'll see if the tornado wants to head there. Although... could also do this, but this does not give us as much time, so I gotta be extra careful doing this. Essentially what I'm doing here. I gotta head further north. Krista, why are you still aiming for the wrong side? Still north. Not north anymore. Not north anymore. Probe. Let me place the probe. hate when it does that. Get back away, out of here. Backing away south was actually a very unsmart idea. Because the tornado is actually heading south of. Okay, we're good. Tornado wants to be friends. I'm not in the right kind of vehicle for that. Oh my goodness. Hold on, a little further south here, just in case. That wasn't direct, but I was glad I was able to catch something of that. We got to be a little careful with this particular tornado because it looks like we've got one heck of a set of inflow winds west of this tornado. Like, we were getting wind readings of 150, and we were a decent distance from a tornado, so that is just a testament to the dangerous influence with this particular tornado. Okay, we're just getting 90 right now. Okay, this part of the inflow is not as bad as it was earlier. You ever see a video? It makes your entire body crunch up like a dead spider. I don't think I go into those parts of the... I try to avoid those parts of the web, typically. Try to. This game is a game that will give you, like, just, like, that little bit of a rush. You will definitely get a bit of a rush playing this game. Why am I swerving to the side here? The winds are only at 53. That shouldn't be enough to push my vehicle around. Oh, this is not a smart direction. Also, we need to report this tornado again. We gotta go over here, which is unfortunate because I don't think I can get there. The tornado's getting too close to the road. You can easily say I was paralyzed out of uncomfortability for a good 2 minutes. Jeez. We're cautiously proceeding right now because I'm pretty sure that's the tornado right there. I don't want to be getting cross. I don't want a tornado getting cross with me. Okay, I might be able to go ahead. Okay, I'm going to proceed with going ahead. You just keep going that same direction, tornado, all right? Okay, cool. Okay. Tornado was okay with me passing. Can we stay on the bloody road, please? This is not the time to go off-roading. I said stay on the road. What part of stay on the road do you not understand? Oh. I'm not sure if we're going to get this, but I'll give it a try. The tornado decided to swerve south all of a sudden, so I'm not... Okay, well, we're getting enough of it. I'm going to drive this way to make sure I stay out of the more dangerous winds. But it is now deciding that it wants to head south a little. I saw 184. Oh, there's 191 in there. Okay. Not bad considering how far away it was from the probe. I didn't think it was, but I learned a lesson not to doom scroll Instagram. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna tell the vehicle to stop because I don't want it slowly drifting towards the tornado either. Seen a lot of gory shit in my jawline. Like, easily say that video made me near throughout my dinner. Ugh. I'll choose gore over this shit. I'd throw it witness any day. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the fun. Sounds like material that should be blurred. But I don't know how Instagram handles that stuff, or even if they take that stuff seriously at all. The game itself is a little laggy because of everything that's going on here. Oh, the inflow winds are... Yeah, we ran into a little bit of inflow winds there. Oh, is this moving right into... Prairie Hills might get hit by this. Might be hit by this. I'm not taking my chance off-roading near a tornado. Tornadoes tend to get the advantage of being able to yank vehicles around when off-roading. You know, I always end up going off that cliff in that particular intersection. The problem was the image itself wasn't bad, but the words that were said... Oh. Oh, this might not be a good idea. Hold on. This is pretty dangerous. Oh! Oh, it's changing direction. Back. Back. Back up. You U-turning son of a... Seriously, what the heck is this? What the heck is this bullshit? It just suddenly decided it was interested in heading south. Now, it tries to exit a tornado. Probably not a good idea. Yeah, probably not. Don't recommend. Okay, now we should be far enough away from it. I wonder if my probe would record this. It's considered dangerous winds. Nope, non-tornadic winds. Okay, fair enough. Let me pick it up. We got some ads coming up, by the way, just as a heads up. This action should wind down by the time we're done that. Oh! I think this would be one of those scenarios where if you're at this gas station and you think you're safe, you just get yanked from it and no, you're not safe. It says safe area, but it doesn't say the gas station itself is safe. So the tornado went from might miss to the north to missing well to the south. Looks like you're all safe there, Prairie Hills. Except you're not safe because you have a gigantic hail core over you. When you start seeing that bright blue in the middle of the purple, the hail is really big. Ah, the ads have begun, everybody. That's very windy in Outbreak in the meantime. Also, it never really registered with me. Current universal time, 22:52. Current universal in-game time, by the way. This is definitely not universal time based off of our time. Because I know we have a minus 7 hour offset from the from Greenwich Mean Time, or Zulu time as I like to call it. Ah, yes. Picture of a gas sign is a tornado picture. Very good. Oh! One of the previews... Oh, wait. I think we actually went over this last Outbreak. One of the map previews, they're changing some things on the map here. They're adding another ramp over here. Like, this will remain just a regular overpass. But this here, I think they're adding another ramp system to it. So they're making the map a little better by that alone. Unless I was misreading the map they were providing, but I could have sworn they were adding another ramp. Because this is annoying. Like, the tornadoes love to go over this road. This road's a pain in the ass to get to. That would have been... would have been a great intercept. Look at that energy it has to work with. My goodness. Upper's good. Mid's good. Lower is pretty darn good too. Yeah, it's all coming together. Well, if we had to go anywhere, go here. We're fueled up. Let's do it. So we gotta enter the highway on this ramp and then get off the highway in the next ramp, which is pretty far away, and then do a little bit of backtracking, and that should get us to where we want to be to intercept this one. Turn in the corner. Welcome back from meds, everybody. We're heading to our next chase there. Next chase location. Hoping that we can get there on time. Hoping that the tornado keeps itself together because the rotation's sort of looking like crap right now. Sort of interesting when a well-established tornado enters a high-energy environment, how it immediately tears itself apart and starts rotating all over the place. Despite all layers showing good support for it. And they keep teasing the big update that adds detail to the weather system and all that stuff. You know, they're teasing like the hootographs and all that stuff. You know, the stuff that I can't read that stuff. I can't read the hootographs. I may as well apply to be a meteorologist if I could. Hey, I can read hootographs. I haven't blown 20 plus thousand in university, but I can read these hootographs. I know what they're talking about. I know what curves mean danger and what lack of curves don't mean danger. You know, that kind of stuff. That's another thing I like about the U.S. is weather products. Is there is a product where when you're clicking on the map and that, it actually gives you the hoodograph for that area. Or the estimate, all that stuff. Pretty cool. Upper air analysis, essentially. Well, actually, I think that's one of the products. There's a lot of other stuff, too. Violent tornado parameter is one that I often look at when severe weather is expected in an area. Looking for values of 2 or higher. And that tends to be like an indicator of we should probably keep an eye on this particular area. Also, Cape values. Cape values is a pretty popular one to keep an eye on, too. That is the available potential energy. Near the surface, at least. Near the surface. Because that's what you're... Well, that's what you're looking at for surface-based storms, at least. The nocturnal ones... There's dynamics in the upper atmosphere that help support those ones. We'll see if there's even a tornado by the time we get down here. Are you a tornado? Are you a tornado? Are you a good tornado? Well, I wanted to corner cut, but... Ew, this is mountains. Or hilly. Like foothill. Oh, when I do change the Tamagotchi life, I'll get the throwables loaded up too. To be able to do that. Given that OBS actually captures the software right away. It can be a hit and miss. They still haven't fixed this, but when they do the map update, they'll probably fix that. Don't drive into that, by the way. That is... You're calling a tow truck and you're waiting extra long. Like, there is this period of time. Okay, there is no tornado. There's no tornado at all. Oh, but there is a raid coming in. There is a raid coming on in from Taylor. Welcome on in, Raiders. How the heck was Baldur's Gate 3? I do have that on my wish list. Welcome on in. Oh, I hope it was a fantastic time. That game is so full of potential. I bet you that'd be another game where I can't run the throw-in software and Baldur's Gate 3 at the same time because it's too demanding on hardware. The tab merging happens. And Hemlock and Udon strikes again. Hemlock now has a tier 1 sub. Thank you very much for gifting that tier 1 sub to Hemlock. Enjoy the ad-free experience. It was fun. Heck, yes, I'm glad to hear that. Hey, and Taylor as well. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub gift to Taylor. Thank you very much, Udon. And Jess. Oh my goodness. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Everybody's getting the subs. Also, welcome on in 2000 Toyota Camrys. There we go. Camrys. If I don't say a name properly, I'm just gonna blame my accent. I'd like to think that I don't have an accent, but that's, you know, that's come from somebody who's used to hearing people around him speak similar. It's like 2000 Toyota Camry. Camrys. Camry CE. Okay. Well, welcome on in. Good to see you. I hope all of you are having a lovely time zone. Camry CE. Okay, I gotta say the CE as CE. All right. Well, welcome on in. Hopefully my brain will actually remember my... Oh. You know what? CC is actually... the closed captioning that we have is actually recognizing it as CE as well. I'm saying CE, I'm pretty sure. At least CC claims that I'm saying that. For once. Usually usually the CC is way off. Ah, car trim. Alright. Well, welcome on in. You're lucky that badge protects you. Oh my goodness. We are playing some Outbrk, which means we're doing storm chasing. We're actually at the tail end of that, so I'm going to be switching to some Tomodachi Life pretty soon. For those of you less than familiar, I'm sectoral leader Cody. This is my VTuber, who normally does not run in 1 to 2 FPS. That is just because Outbrk takes up a lot of resources. I've been entertaining the idea of getting a PNG tuber for a long time, but that has been shafted by my backlog of tasks. Eventually. I like to play I love to play the weather games because weather is right up my alley. But also, I like to play my fair share of RPGs. Final Fantasy XIV is one of the most frequent ones in terms of that. I like my Mario and Kirby games as well. And what was the other one? Oh, creative games. I like playing some creative games too. So you could say variety, but also only variety to some extent. I don't play first-person shooters, except for Metroid Prime. And I don't tend to play PvE at all. Or sorry, PvP at all. Wow, CC actually recognized that mess up and the correction. Oh, I play Tomodachi Life again. Lost our controllers. Can't right now. Dang. Pretty naked earlier and it was unprotected. Oh no. Don't want to be in that kind of state. Especially don't be in that kind of state around Krista. Krista is our secondary character. So I got a few characters on this channel. We've got the sectoral leader who's here and is with us for the majority of the streams. Then we've got... we just say Cody. That's when I'm in FaceTuber mode. Which I only do while on season. So, the Friday before last Friday was the last one before September. And Krista is our secondary character, who also is taking a break for off-season. Like, she'll be back in September, October. I don't know. I don't have the schedule fully put together for next season. But, yeah. That's essentially what's going on here, and I usually stick to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Now that we're off season, I only stream on Saturdays. Once we hit September, I'll be back to probably Wednesday to Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and Wednesday to Saturday. But yeah, oh my goodness. But yeah, I hope everybody had a fantastic time over at Taylor's. Everybody, make sure you followed. If you saw that banner earlier and the heart was hollow, make sure it's filled. Get that follow. Get those follows going in. It sounds like Taylor's hit the follow criteria for affiliate, and heck, Taylor might even be at the old criteria of the old follow criteria. So it's 25 now. It used to be 50. So yeah, Taylor might be getting the affiliate pretty soon here. I should have hit everything for affiliate tonight. Oh, heck yes. Heck yes. That is fantastic. You know what else is fantastic? Those earnings. 25k in one chase. That is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We got multiple intercepts. So only 4 out of those 5 probes actually had wind speeds on them. So only 4 of them really count. Windows shattered is always going to be 0 because we have hail-proof windows. We got a decent amount from Tornado. We didn't get any opportunity to take pictures of funnel clouds. Wall clouds don't exist anymore. They're a critically endangered species. You only find them in the really old scenarios, which the developers have kept shaft in and decreasing the chance of every update. So, what the heck, Goldera? What the heck? A bird is worth 0.5. Meta Knights is worth 0 to 0.3. A sectoral leader Misleaf is a ×2 multiplier automatically. Why does something about that multiplier seem off to me? 6 to 12,000. No, okay. No, the bird buff was 0.5. No, that makes sense then. Well, there was no bird lady in that particular one. It was just bird. But that Misleaf alone is a ×2 multiplier. That's pretty good. So yeah, this was a really good chase right here. Like with the better chases, I like aiming for between 10,000 and 20,000 typically. 25,000 is a little more than we usually get. And that's just because of all the good intercepts. That was a very fast going back to the garage. Usually it takes forever. I'm going to bring us over to this scene over here. We're going to change from Outbrk to some Tomodachi Life. Oh, also, we did complete upload probes totaling over 20,000. So we can claim that. That's an extra 8,500. These are like little daily challenges, and you can store up to 3 of them. Drive with the passenger. Swap. Refuel at a gas station in Northerndale. Okay. That'll be for next time we play Outbrk.